The Shakedown Dead to Me list stands at 3. Danica, USF1, and on pole the IRL. But a few pro IRL comments from you guys, and my frustration that DTM status stopped me from showing you this Andretti gets Panini pressed crash, had me tuning into last week's race with an open mind to take IRL off the list. But it's not going to happen. It's still only Penske versus Ganassi. Announcers still flat out lie to create drama. Milka Duno still slow drives like a cougar trolling campus for college boys, and Danica still sticks race cars together like they're magnetized. But what seals the DTM deal is what the IRL did to Grand Marshal and basketball great Charles Barkley. In a hackneyed He's Too Big to Race TV segment, they made the round mound show he couldn't fit in a race car, a racing suit, and driving gloves. That's right, the IRL had black athlete guy try on a glove and then announce it doesn't fit. Holy shit. Who knew Johnny Cochran was back from his dead list doing race broadcasts? What's next? White Broncos as the new IndyCar? So IRL, thanks to your on-air antics propagating racial imagery, Long Beach is likely to be on fire like the old LA riot days by the time you get there, and you're still dead to me.
Exclusively at autostream.com/yoparts.
Let's set up today's stories with this. Racing's appeal comes from the action. It either absorbs you as a spectator or you dive in and make your own. You know, besides IRL, I watched MotoGP. Stoner fell early. Rossi won. Should have been boring, but it was not. The action was so visceral, so visual. Riders working the bikes, the track, at up to 200 miles an hour. Fun to watch. But IRL drivers frozen helmet deep into race cars and teams doing fuel mileage math to find a winner is not. Sometimes as a race fan, you gotta drop the spectating and just go do it, which is what JF and I found at the RedLine Time Attack in New Jersey's Motorsport Park. Interesting to me that racers seem to know more about Alex Roy's Team Polizei than any real racing. And when asked about how the car mods they built got there, all too often the response was trial and error versus I saw it on a Le Mans car, or I read about it on racecar-engineering.com. This may be the lost racing generation. TA is time-lapse, no door-to-door until you get certified to run the 5-lap super session. You spend your attention working on driving, the racing line, car setup, and engineering. Like any series, you find a diversity of skills and approaches. Not always dictated by who has the most bucks, by the way. We spoke with many drivers who knew how to pedal, were organized in car prep, track study, and had a plan to work themselves and their car up to speed. Talking to some crew chiefs about setup progressions was just like dealing with any buttoned-up Pro Series guy. On the flip side were others, winging it. Their approach somewhere between just happy to be here and OMFG, what just happened. However, camaraderie in the TA paddock allows for shared learning, so TA seems to be a great place to start a racing career. Car engineering showed us some good stuff too. The airflow weight management design of this rear radiator 240SX, the impressive diffuser, and all the way to the nose aero tunnels on a turbo S2000, and this Evo had trick diffs. One racer compared TA to Formula One, where the engineering can get exotic and the driving counts for something too. Okay, the series has events running well. The turnout of racers and fans grew over the weekend, and it was good to see Time Attack live. But it made me want to drive, not watch. Read into that what you will. And I wish the Sierra Evo, here turning its button willow lap record, had made the trek east. Just to see who looks older, XFA champ Empringham or me. FIA GT1 starts 2010 this weekend at Yas Marina. Series chief Stefan Rattel does the action appeal thing both ways. First, the racing between the 6 makes, Maserati, Corvette, Aston Martin, Lambo, Ford GT, Nissan GTR, has always been intense. Second, the series is for private teams to create a just-come-do-it accessibility. The cars are cool. You know, the factories tried to kill GT1, but Rattel keeps it alive with a new spec that's breeding race cars like Ford GT and this Nissan GTR. Races are live feed on the internet. Start your search at gt1world.com. Here's some GT1 trivia. Hennessy thinks he's hot stuff with his Corvette-powered Lotus Elise. Been there, done that with this 1997 Type 115 GT1 Lotus, the factory team running ZR1 power back then too. Google it up to learn more. Earlier this week, Derek broke the news about a possible F1 race in New York. And just like Ron Burgundy's crew, when the FLD News team grabs the story, we're like a sex panther protecting her panda bear cub. What? So I'm working to get more details, and I'm 60% sure I'll have 100% of the story in the next few weeks. And that makes no sense. But then again, how they named San Diego doesn't either.
They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
Let's end today with this. We cover many styles of racing: drifting, road racing, rally, time attack, bikes, a lot of it over the past 2 weeks alone. And there are many other disciplines like hill climb, solo, lemons. So my question to you, which type of racing do you want to do? Not watch, actually drive. And don't say F1 unless you can show us all your super license.
I have no idea what we're talking about, JF. This is how I feel about you. Gentle, no hurting.